Wait, how did I die? What killed me?
Oh my god!
No way! No! Oh my gosh!
Triple G, he's the name on the scene. Loaded with the sauce, living the dream. Let's get right, action, he's the real deal. Streaming live now, making you feel. Triple G, he's the one we see. Loaded with the sauce, bringing all the energy. Living, streaming, and now you can't deny. Triple G, watch him rise and fly. From dusk till dawn, he's on the grind. Every single stream, glowing energy. Living, streaming, and now you can't deny. Triple G, watch him rise and fly. So tune in now, don't miss a beat. Triple G's the legend, can't be beat. Streaming live, making history. Triple G, the one and only, that's the key.
For
Hey everybody! DS4 controller? I don't think so. I was using it a while ago. How y'all doing? We are definitely excited. We're hyped up. Thank you for watching that intro video. We have quite a few topics here tonight. I'm gonna go ahead and pull everything up. I know, it's totally exciting. I don't know about you guys, but things are going absolutely bananas and crazy over here. You've got your host here, Triple G, and then you've got Pickles. He's gonna help us out tonight. We're definitely excited here for the second week. Yes, sir. So if you're all excited and fired up for this moment here, we've got a little breakdown of today and what we're talking about. Got some news. We've got our community interactions. We're going to wrap up and sign off. That's all going to take roughly 20 to 30 minutes. So if you're all here and excited for another episode of Operation COD Talk, I know I am. And I cannot wait to get into it. So, some of the most recent news that we've had recently is Verdansk return to Warzone, right? We've got the Omni movement in Warzone. We've got Black Ops weapons in Warzone. And we've got Classic Prestige system returning. And then we've also got the new zombies, maps, and storyline. That's kind of the most recent updates and news that, you know, Call of Duty Activision has given to us over the last week. So there's not a whole lot of movement or new news. So, you know, we've just got to spice things up a little bit with our Verdansk talk tonight, right? With Verdansk returning to Warzone, the biggest news we have is that it's going to be in 2025. So we don't have to wait extra long for it. They actually moved it around with the other map. And this has generated immense excitement and speculation among the community, with many eager to revisit the iconic map. Right, so that's our main topic tonight. We're definitely going to get into that. Pickles, do you have any opening comments for Verdansk coming back?
I'm excited. I'm excited to see what changes they're going to make to the map, if and what kind of in which edition they're going to use. If they're going to use the OG edition, or if they're going to go through the same kind of, or if they're going to pick something up like from Black Ops or from Vanguard, because I know they did some remastering of the map during those seasons, and I would like to see some of those changes also get put in with that.
Okay. Yes, sir. Those are definitely some key points. Let's see. Why don't we get into a little bit of the player reactions, right? We were all announced this at Call of Duty Next, right? How do you feel like this has reignited interest in Warzone and potentially boosting player numbers, Pickles?
Ooh, so I feel like it's gonna bring back some of the original, like some of the original players that had left and moved on to different games.
Okay.
Strictly because just because the map is coming back, because they like the map. Yeah, I feel like they're gonna get a lot of people back, but if they do it right, they're gonna be able to hold these people and they're gonna like keep them. But you know, if launch is rough, if uh, the map isn't true to what they said, I mean, it's just gonna be they're just gonna lose those people right off the bat again,
It'd be the
and
beginning
it's
of
gonna be
Warzone 2
sad to
all
see.
over.
But oh yeah,
Yeah,
God, the beginning of Warzone 2 hurt me so bad.
I
Hurt me
know.
so bad. I moved over to Apex,
We still have that taste in our
which
mouth.
was still fun.
Yeah. So I from my perspective, I feel like this is really going to boost Warzone's potential, right? Because players that are new from Warzone 2 that never got to experience Verdansk, and all they've ever heard are rumors and things about how awesome this map is, right? Are now getting an opportunity here because they completely shut down Warzone 1, which means you can't go back and play that. There's nothing there that's available, right? So with them reintroducing this not only people that played Verdansk and want that to come back are going to come back and give this a shot, right? But then you've also got the people, again, like I've said, they're trying to use this Warzone and Black Ops 6 as like a bridge to bring the old player community back and the new player and try and like get them together. And that right there is what could potentially boost the player number, right? Is the new people that they've got into the game and the old community, bringing them together and definitely making that definitely a potential, right? If they mess up, they screw it over, it's definitely gonna be you know, we're gonna watch it go down the toilet, dude. Just nice big flush with
Yeah,
a fart
I don't
at
know
the
what we're
end.
gonna really do. I don't know what we're gonna do if it's just
Yeah.
so bad, dude. I don't. Oh, it's gonna hurt me.
Yes, sir. Right. And now
We're
that
gonna
we're
have to
talking
find a
about
new
the
game.
old community, why don't we go ahead and dive into the history of Verdansk a little bit? Um, and what do you feel like was most significant about it as the first battle royale map in Warzone? Its popularity among players, kind of, you know, like let's go ahead and talk about how it shaped the experience and why it remains a fan favorite.
Ooh,
There's a lot there to unpack, so if you want me to repeat a few
that's a
things, but
deep question. That's a big question there. Let's see. I mean, like that brought up what the introduction of Warzone was brought in by the ride of like Fortnite and PUBG. People were looking like companies were looking to innovate off of Fortnite's success, right?
yes, sir. That's absolutely
So
right.
so yeah, what with the release of Warzone 2019 and a little bit later came Call of Duty Warzone.
Yep.
Now, what was before 2019? What was that? Black Ops 4?
I want
I
to
can't
say
remember
I
what
want
was
to say yeah.
before MW.
What game?
So I can't really remember.
MW 2019. Call of Duty. I'll look it up directly. Yeah, Black Ops 4, released 2018. That
Yeah,
was
Black
right
Ops
before.
4. Everybody what? Yeah, Black Ops 4 was a flop.
I've
In my
never heard about
opinion.
it. So that goes to tell you nobody's talked about it ever. I only ever hear
Yeah,
anything
so
about
Black
Black
Ops
Ops
4.
3.
Yeah, Black Ops 3 was great. Black Ops 4 was a flop. Uh,
Sure.
so everybody was hyped about MW 2019. MW what? Black Ops 4 had like wall running. No. Remember it was remember Blackout?
Yeah, I've heard you talk about
It
it. I
was
never
like
got to play
it
it.
was Call of Duty's version of it was Call of Duty's version of a battle royale, but it was more of yeah, it was a little battle royale.
Yeah,
And it got a little bit of traction. And originally Call of Duty Warzone was supposed to be a was supposed to be the next version of Blackout. It was supposed to be like Blackout 2.0,
Yeah.
but they changed it up, and we got Call of Duty Warzone to go along with MW 2019. Everybody loved MW 2019. The movement was snappy, the guns felt good, so everybody got super excited about Warzone. Warzone came out. I think it was a rough launch because I was there in season 1 and there were some issues, man.
Yeah.
But I mean, everybody's kind of accustomed to that with Call of Duty, anyways.
Yeah.
But yeah, everybody got super hyped. There were a lot of like pro Call of Duty players playing it. There was a lot of streamers playing it. I got into it because I was watching Tim the Tatman, Nick Merckx. A lot of people's career got took off because of Call of Duty, Warzone, and
specifically, yeah.
yeah, the launch of the map. The map was a lot of the map was unfinished. Like you couldn't enter certain POIs. Like originally a couple of the POIs, like the tower and stuff like that, were you couldn't enter them. There was a lot of glitches and stuff. But Call of Duty made it interesting by hosting like some like the World Series of Warzone, like right out of the gate. Like first year in, they did the World Series of Warzone. They had big names like Scump, Aiden, Tim, Nick Merckx. Were all of those people were in there.
Yeah. I'm
They
good.
got a lot of hype behind the
I haven't
community.
talked to you in forever, Andy. We're doing
and
our
after,
podcast
since
right
then,
now,
they've been kind of writing that,
and we're listening to Pickles talk about Verdansk.
writing the content creation train, basically.
I
feel like that's the only reason Warzone is kind of like where it's at right now is because of the content creators that made it what it is.
Definitely. No, they for sure were the ones that built it up. If they hadn't come in and gotten famous off of all the content and created basically the roadmap that they've created, there wouldn't be any room for other content creators to come in and kind of make a living off of it as well, right? Like, almost everybody in the social media realm knows about Tim the Tatman and Nick Merckx basically saying that they're not going to have their stuff up, right? They don't want their skins up anymore.
Yeah.
Because of all of that, right? So news travels extremely fast, especially in the Verdansk legacy impact, right? Those creators, those content people definitely brought humongous shape into the Warzone future. Andy, right now we aren't really answering specific questions right now. We will have a questions and answers here in just a few minutes, because this is the podcast portion of everything. So hold on tight with us here as we kind of transition into that here in just a few minutes. Okay. We've got the return of Verdansk, unchanged or modified. What do you think? Are there some areas that you think that were really stale that people didn't really visit that they might change or modify? Do you think it's going to be an exact replica when they start? Is there a modification that you might want to see, Pickles? And then I'll go ahead and answer some of these too, because you've been doing a ton of talking. The potential for the 1990s theme version to align with the setting of Black Ops 6. Now, to be honest, it sounds to me with the 1990s themed version of Verdansk that they did right before the end, and then Black Ops 6 coming in, right? There's a chance that they might start off with that version. It's pretty, we've got a little bit of evidence there that kind of suggests that. Now, in terms of some areas that people didn't go to, they might make some changes to those to kind of excite people and bring them into areas that weren't necessarily high zones. They also might fix a few of the areas that have stretches that are way too long to try and cross and travel. So they might come up with other ways to make those areas interesting. No worries, Andy. You're cool. I'm just letting you know that we're kind of talking about things and how we're moving things along. So you're chill, bro. You're chill. No worries. You can always ask questions. We'll definitely address those. Right. So I don't know. I don't think it's gonna be an exact replica. It's gonna be really close. They're gonna bring the iconic stuff back that everybody loves. And some of the most peaked areas that people travel to, I believe, are definitely going to be in the map, right? And the uncertainty about it, I feel like people have some justification to be uncertain about it, right? With Warzone 2 launching and that huge fiasco and just how terrible that stuff was. That map that they made was, it was all right. They just had they didn't go with the concepts that they've gone in future past as they have with Verdansk. And you can see that in Caldera. A lot of people did not like Caldera because again they did not follow the mold that they set with Verdansk. They just made a bunch of trees and bushes Caldera, right? Moving a little farther forward, dude, like you had giant valleys and there was no movement. You had a lot of open area, no movement. How do you justify having a bunch of open area, no movement, and the gameplay is slow, right? That's like Johnny, 5-year-old turned in his kindergarten project, and the teacher's like, it's just a white piece of paper. And they're like, could you put some color on it, please? Like this what those things felt like, right? So we have a bad taste in our mouth as they're coming in to bring in this Verdansk, and people are kind of like, this could be really good, or you could break the game forever, and people just aren't gonna turn, right? Like if they break it, I have a feeling this could like break the camel's back. So, right. What do you think? What do you think, Pickles? Is there anything in there that I didn't really touch on that you could highlight for me?
I'm not sure. I think you got most of it.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know.
What do you think Verdansk's impact on Black Ops 6 is going to be?
Ooh.
New game modes, weapons, events tied to the map. How do you think the overall gameplay experience and the metas will...
Overall gameplay experience. It's going to play a lot different than
Yes, sir.
how it originally played, which that's going to be fun. That is going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait for all the new clips we get to see, all the new what do you call it? All the new movement, everything. It's going to be insane because of the new movement, because everything is going to be a little bit more optimized.
Sure.
As far as what do you call it? As far as the backpack, looting is going to be quicker. Guns are going to be a little bit. Because remember when MW2 launched, there was so much visual recoil to every single gun.
Oh my gosh, dude, so much. They cleaned
It's
all that up.
Yeah, Warzone 1 had didn't really have visual recoil. So you could pick up a gun or run a gun with iron sights.
Sir. Yeah.
Like in Verdansk, and you could actually do something. So you didn't need a sight. You didn't need to waste that attachment. You could have another grip or another stock or a laser or something. But when Warzone 2 rolled around, all that visual recoil, and it's still pretty bad, decent. Still pretty decent visual recoil in Warzone 3, and I really didn't notice that much in the beta of Black Ops 6.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping they're bringing back not a lot of visual recoil.
Definitely.
But yeah, I'm really hoping they're gonna just simplify the gun attachments.
Definitely,
That's one of the major things that I'm really hoping.
Dude, I don't want
back.
150
Simple.
attachments to go through. And you only give me 5 favorites to choose from, and it's like that's not enough, bro. You've got too many attachments.
You only use 5 of them. Nobody uses like most. Nobody uses like any of them except for
Yeah,
like 4 or 5.
what are they doing here, bro? They literally, if you're not gonna have them as viable options, just take them out of the game. Like if it's gonna make my gun turn
Exactly.
into a freaking marshmallow shooter, bro, just take it out of the game. We don't need it. Like there's no reason for it, bro. Just
Yeah.
like
But
let's see. Oh, here's what I'm excited for about Black Ops 6 Impact on Verdansk, right? With Omni movement, right? Feeling like it sped Black Ops 6 up. Not like a whole bunch faster, right? But enough that when you
Yeah.
came back to previous game and version, it felt faster. Right? You were like, "Oh man, Black Ops 6 felt faster than this." Right? Because of the Omni movement. Like when you go to move sideways, you can run. When you go to move backwards, you can run, right? And it doesn't feel like it's a whole lot, but you know, I would say it probably sped it up about 20%, right? Which
oh yeah.
okay, coming back to the buttery movement that Omni movement brings to the table, and then some faster movement, I feel like it's going to take Verdansk, and it has the potential to make it that much better, right?
Yeah.
Speeding up the gameplay just a little bit. It was already, 2019 was already, helping speed up the game, but I feel like the Omni movement is going to take it just a little bit farther than that. Which really, gives us tons of things to get excited over, tons of things to be, impacted and ready for when it comes out. So, with that, what do you think the future of Warzone is going to be like? This is kind of speculation on our side. Long-term implications of Verdansk's return. And how do you think it's going to impact the future of Warzone? And maybe other classic maps, and new content, especially Resurgence, because we already have Rebirth Island. So I don't know. Do you think they're going to come out with another good Resurge map?
Oh, they have a Resurgence map out that they played in the beta that I know a couple of people liked, a couple people were skeptical and wanted some changes, but they kept that like structure of like POIs more near the middle stuff. Wait, hold on, let me look at that map again. Because from what I remember, they put some of the bigger POIs in the Rebirth map in the center, and
then
kind of left the outskirts kind of blank. So everything felt a little bit more felt more a little felt a little more fast paced because of everybody was kind of concentrated into like this kind of center area.
yeah,
So I mean, if they keep that same kind of structure like they did with that map and they did with Verdansk,
yeah.
and they didn't really do it with this map that we currently have. I forget what this map is called. Yeah, no, they like Caldera was so spread out, like there were so many POIs around the border of it
And it was huge. It
that
was
the gameplay
humongous.
just felt slow. Yeah,
So it
Caldera
was too
felt
big.
slow. The new map felt slow. I can't remember the name of the map. I don't know. I can't remember.
It was like something like Nuke something, wasn't it? Area 99. I don't know. I can't
don't
remember the
know.
name of it.
The Warzone 2. Yeah, the Warzone 2 big map. I can't remember the name of it.
Definitely. Yeah.
But yeah,
All
but
right.
yeah. I mean, it looks. Yeah, they got the new Rebirth map is kind of left the outside of like there's a big like outside border that's kind of blank, and they kept everything kind of centralized, and they got a bunch of buildings, roads,
Yeah.
and stuff for cover and all that kind of stuff. So I'm excited for this new map. Yeah, that's about. And I feel
Yes,
like
sir.
you were
You
saying
Oh,
like
sorry.
how I think that Warzone was gonna go. I mean,
Yeah.
if they keep with the if they keep with wanting more movement, if they keep with the good map design, the centralized map design,
Yeah.
I feel like they're gonna try to go back and make something uh like what do you call it? Blackout
Yeah. They're
with
gonna
all
try and
with like the
bring.
grapple movement, with all the with like the infinite slide, like in Apex.
Yeah, where
I
you're
hope they do
keep your
something like that
momentum.
somewhere down the line.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Momentum slides. That would be awesome. That would be something that they're definitely missing and haven't had. That a lot of other competitive games that people are excited about have, right? So maybe see something like that would definitely be that would be huge as a whole, and it would definitely be something that I feel like everybody would like to see, because that would drastically change like how you fight and opportunities that you'd have available to you. Now, did you have any of your did you have any Verdansk clips that you wanted to show us here really quick before we go into questions and answers? And while we're doing that, Andy E,
yeah.
why don't you go ahead and send in a question or two that you'd like us to answer? We'll use our AI bot go and fish about Black Ops 6. We'll have it go and fish about any answers or speculations that might be out there.
Here we go. I don't have a
Okay. Ooh, I'm really loud. I can hear myself. Crazy. Okay. Cause you're on the other one. I want to make sure that everybody wonder. Yeah. Okay. You minimized your Discord application. Yes, I can. Give me just a second to pull it up on gameplay. Dang, look at that young, handsome bro.
I know I look like a child. All right. Yeah, this was a clip from Hospital that I really liked and kind of hung on to. This was actually when I kind of started playing smart. Kind of taking those started like this was just beginning of like me starting to take like those 2v1s and kind of pushing teams by myself and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Let's
Ooh,
see what
that's
else do I
awesome.
got. Yeah, I don't have a lot of other like Verdansk clips actually.
Oh, good. I have a BO6 clip to put up as well. We can talk about really quick. I can break it down for everybody, let them all know, what's
Yeah.
what, how to be a good player. All right, is that it?
I got one more.
All right, we got one more for you viewers.
Car 98, baby.
Ooh, with the Car 98, dude, one of the most iconic like Verdansk Rebirth map
Oh yeah.
builds, dude.
But this was right next to Superstore or
Ooh,
no, yeah, this was apartments.
that was dirty.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's about all I got. I haven't found any other
No
deep dive
worries, no
clips.
worries. That's some old style Verdansk stuff. Okay, let me switch you back over to the other side here. Can you hear me? Pickles? Yeah, cross.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and show off the clip I had in Black Ops 6 here. This is a double kill that turned into another double kill. They were close enough that it was a quad kill. I got 2 doubles back to back. This one's
think I remember
crazy.
that.
It was this one was the kill of the game moment too, so I was pretty hyped and excited. Okay, y'all ready? Here we go.
Yes!
Obviously, I'm excited.
Watch this, bro.
Boom, look at this, dude. These guys don't even realize
One.
that I'm there. I'm also if you pay attention, I already have 2 kills before this. Most likely why I got best play of the game here.
2. And I'm already at like
Boom, look at this. These 2 drop.
at this
and
point.
I had to switch weapons because I ran out of ammo.
6 right here, dude. Look at this.
Look at that. They lined up for me, bro. That was if I would have had a sniper, that would have been a colat. That's
6,
insane.
bro.
There's not a whole lot to that, but I was not only top of the leaderboard, but you know, I was that match was fly. I was flying, bro. I was on top
Match
of
was
the world.
fly, huh?
I know, dude. So now we're gonna go ahead and answer some questions. Andy E, I didn't see you put any questions up, so we'll go ahead and just take a quick question from Pickles if he has anything for us. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna pull over our artificial bot, and we're gonna go ahead and use that to scour the internet for specifics. So if Pickles wants to hear some of the speculation, he's gonna ask the question with speculation. If he wants like a hard evidence find, it will search and look for stuff that is hard evidence, right? So Pickles, fire away a question.
Let's see. I don't know. That's a. Let's see. Let me think. Do you think there are any downsides to us going back to Verdansk? Do you think the
Ooh.
community is just gonna get sick of the old map?
Are there any downsides to Call of Duty going back to how does nostalgic I don't have time to redo it. Nostalgic map affect all right. So here's what we got. Are there any downsides to Call of Duty going back to Verdansk? How does this nostalgic map affect right? And because I was looking specifically for downsides, this should hopefully have it say, you know, look for the negative sides and how it's going to affect the community, right? So here we go. While the return of Verdansk Call of Duty Warzone is exciting for many players due to nostalgia, there are potential downsides to consider. These are some things that we have to consider, right? Nostalgia versus innovation. Reliance on nostalgia could hinder the game's innovation and progression. Bringing back old maps might create a cycle of re-releasing familiar maps instead of introducing new maps and exciting content, right? So they are taking a chance here at releasing a nostalgic map to keep us interested through the COD cycle while they prepare the other map that they have for us. And the hopes is that that new map will hopefully, you know, entertain us, right? It'll be exciting. It'll have that stamp of approval from the community, right? So they're bringing back this map first because it already has that stamp of approval. They might be a little nervous about the other map, which should in turn, you know, make us a little nervous about the map that they plan on bringing in to the like 2/3 of the way through the COD cycle. Because if it's not good, if it's not accepted, then people are gonna get burned out on the Verdansk map, and they won't have anything to play or do, and it could turn out poorly quick, right? Again, map fatigue, that's the second point here. Players who have already spent extensive time on Verdansk might quickly become bored with the map again. The initial excitement of its return could wear off as familiarity and repetition set in, leading to a decrease in player engagement. Balance and new content. The return of Verdansk should be balanced with the introduction of new maps and locations to keep the game fresh. Relying solely on old maps could make the game feel stale. Again, staleness seems to be the big factor here. Gameplay issues. Verdansk's return doesn't address core gameplay issues that have plagued Warzone, such as balancing problems, anti-cheat effectiveness, and bugs. These issues could continue to affect the player experience. And that's right there is anti-cheat, bro. Could we just have an anti-cheat that works consistently enough? Changes to the map's feel. Even if Verdansk is returned to its original form, the overall feel and gameplay dynamics may have changed due to updates and changes in the game's mechanics and player base. This could mean the map doesn't feel the same as it did during its initial release, and that is absolutely true, right? The things that we did to get on top of the map might not be the things that, are apparent now to get on top of the map. So, some of your strategies that they had don't work anymore, right? The mechanics of the game have changed. The looting system has changed. Like all of these things that might have worked back then might not work again, right? So, got to keep that in mind. Camping and map design. Verdansk's design could lead to frustrating gameplay experiences for some players due to its campy nature, with many buildings providing ideal spots for players to camp. Now that is absolutely true. There are a lot of buildings in Warzone, but that's going to be in any huge battle royale game. There's always going to be that opportunity and that chance, right? So, that's something we have to live with. Now, if they make the game correctly and they do a really good job on movement, which is what we're hoping omnidirectional movement and the buttery smooth feel and all that stuff can bring, could definitely allow for us to have, on the same footing or maybe even a step above is what we're hoping for campers, people who don't want to leave buildings. Doesn't make sense why they do it. I don't know if it's because they don't feel like they got skill, but that's a whole nother discussion for another day, right? So, anything in there that you want to add that you think are some negative downsides to any of that, Pickles?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like if they don't have fresh POIs, if they don't keep refreshing the POIs, like it said, it may get stale because we've already played that map for what, 2+ years. So
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, definitely could. But if they keep changing it like they did originally, with different Call of Duty launches or changing it, every 2 seasons, 1, 2 seasons, I feel like it
Yeah.
could be a still very viable map. So we'll just have
Yeah.
to see how it goes.
Yep, for sure. And hopefully maybe they decide to bring some of the other maps back too. Like every other season, reintroduce one of the other maps. So
The only
hopefully
other map that I would want to see introduced is Caldera. That's it.
just to see how Omni movement performs in it.
I mean, I genuinely enjoyed Caldera. Caldera was fun.
Yeah.
The planes and all that stuff. I wonder if they're going to bring back any planes in any of the plane movement, because I did like the planes. Those were fun.
The planes were cool. They definitely added a little bit more to the game than they had in previous versions. But what are some of the topics that you think we should talk about next week in terms of, I don't know, weapons, prestige, zombie maps, storyline? What are some things that you want to see next
I
week?
mean, I'm not a big zombies player, but I don't know. We could talk about zombies and prestige, since neither of us are kind of really uh, zombies people.
Yeah, we kind of need
but
TDI for that.
the old prestige system and stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay.
But
Yeah,
the
so
prestige system could be viable.
we can go over the zombies maps and storyline. We'll probably touch on that shortly. And then we'll probably go into the prestige system, and then that kind of also includes weapons. So that's that. I feel like that's a good topic for next week. It'll definitely
Did somebody say TDI?
yeah. TDI came in really quick. Yes, sir. TDI, maybe you can be our guest speaker next week to kind of tell us about the new zombies maps and the storyline for a few minutes, and then we can we could switch over to the classic prestige system and the weapons. I know you have a few comments on all three of those things, so it would be nice if you would be our guest star. So we'll definitely have to introduce you and make it nice, awesome little moment there. Grandpa comes in, wubba lubba dub dub. So yeah. So tonight we talked a lot about Verdansk, the nostalgia, the map fatigue, the balance, gameplay issues, a few of the things that it brings to the table, whether or not it's going to have an actual future in the franchise, with new movement, new abilities, all of that stuff, the impact, the legacy. And then we definitely talked about a little bit of the news from this last week that has definitely impacted Black Ops 6. There wasn't a whole lot going on. There, somebody new didn't be like, "Oh yeah, I'm returning." So it didn't really give us a whole lot, but we are definitely excited here as we come to the end of our session to kind of talk about what we're gonna do next week. So I hope y'all enjoyed it. It was definitely fun. And as always, think good, do good, be good.